Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and this is a breakdown of this new trailer footage for The Marvels, with tickets now on sale for the release on November 10th, and this footage is starting to hint at what it means to be cosmically powered in the MCU, beyond the ability to take headbutts from Thanos, and if you're the Skrull Gaia, using them, I guess, only some of the time in between toggling past Drax's arm. There are two promos we are looking at in this video, a spot called Prepared, and a ton of footage from an Introducing the Marvels featurette. I'm gonna break down all the new details. Okay, let's start with this Prepared spot. It actually opens with a recap montage from Carol Danvers' past MCU appearances up through her duel with Thanos in Endgame, and then transitions into a little moment with Dar-Benn, the villainous Kree general played by Zawe Ashton. Take a look.
The Annihilator. You took everything from me. Now I'm returning the favor.
She's targeting the people that I care about. Every place I call home.
She's trying to start a war.
What are you prepared to do?
Give her hell.
Watch me.
Okay, Dar-Benn is a Kree general, part of the succession of accusers that also included Ronan the Accuser from Guardians of the Galaxy and the first Captain Marvel film. The Accusers are a group of Kree zealots, a highly militarized terroristic faction that split off from the mainstream Kree military and society to seek their vision of Kree dominance through might and through fear. But that said, the Kree as a whole have been depicted as general assholes, as they are governed by the Kree Supreme Intelligence, the World Mind that gaslighted Carol Danvers, aka Veers, and apparently signed off on a galaxy-wide genocide of the Skrull race. Dar-Benn carries the Cosmi Rod, the same type of weapon that Ronan used, that he fused with the Power Stone in Guardians of the Galaxy, but hers also glows with a purple glow that seems at least in part activated by her bangle. In this film, she will have that other bangle. You remember the bangle? The mystery mystical cuff that Kamala Khan came into possession of in the Ms. Marvel series. Kamala's great-grandmother found the first bangle on a severed blue arm in some ruins in India in the early 20th century, ruins marked by the symbol of the 10 rings, suggesting that the 10 rings and these bangles are both technology from the ancient Kree Empire. Dar-Benn will use this bangle and her Cosmi Rod to curse the holder of the other bangle, Kamala Khan, and cosmically entangle Kamala Khan with Carol Danvers and Monica Rambeau, because all three superpowers all stem from the same source, cosmic radiation that courses throughout the universe. Now, some questions remain about other cosmically empowered characters like Gaia, the Skrull daughter of Talos from Secret Invasion, who juiced up with Avenger DNA from the Harvest, including the DNA of Carol Danvers, which gave her Carol's powers, along with everyone else's power, it seems. I know. I'm also now having questions about Ravonna Renslayer in Loki Season 2, whom we just heard in a recording with He Who Remains. He called her, quote, quite a marvel, but that might just be me reaching on that one. But in this clip, Dar-Benn calls Carol Danvers the Annihilator, and she says she took everything from her. And it's interesting that they call her the Annihilator, like that's their nickname for her. Maybe the whole cult of the Accuser's nickname for Carol Danvers. Through her adventures throughout the known universe, she took something from this group, and I have a theory on what that is that I'll get to later in this video. Then we get a new shot of Dar-Benn on a cliffside with her hair in some interesting braids, a new wardrobe, a heavy cloak draped over her shoulders. I thought this might be a flashback, but no, it seems like Dar-Benn gets the bangle in this movie and she has it in the shot. She's striking it with the Cosmi Rod, releasing a purple blast of energy, followed by this interesting shot of a building with curved wavy architecture collapsing. And if you look closely at the fleeing humanoids in that shot, they all got green heads. Yeah, these are Skrulls. So could here we actually be seeing Emperor Drogi's colony that was established sometime after the destruction of the Skrull home world, Skrullos, because Emperor Drog was mentioned in episode 2 of Secret Invasion.
I sent out the call, and every Skrull that isn't in Emperor George's colony, they answered.
Now in the comics, Drogi Thinuidu was a Skrull scientist from the head priest who invents the very first Super Skrulls. In the MCU, he's the current emperor of whatever surviving Skrulls there are in the universe, and they have some other colony. I think we're gonna see it here. And thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. October is a stressful time of year. School has started, the holidays are approaching, there's less sun. If you are struggling with something, don't force yourself to bear it alone. Get help from a licensed therapist with BetterHelp. Starting therapy can be hard. The right therapist for you you may not be in your area, and some people struggle with the face-to-face interaction of therapy. With BetterHelp, you can have your therapy sessions as a phone call, as a video chat, or even via messaging if you prefer that. Whatever is the most comfortable version of therapy for you. Just click the link in the description and answer a few questions about what you're looking for from therapy and what your preferences are. BetterHelp will then match you with a therapist from their network that's right for you. And if you don't really fit with that therapist, which is a common thing with therapy, you can easily switch to a therapist for no additional cost without stressing about insurance or who's in your network or anything like that. Mental health is quite the journey, but it is an important one. So start your journey towards better mental health. Click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/newrockstars to help support this channel and get you 10% off your first month with BetterHelp. Then we get a quick shot of a different alien world, which could be the Kree homeworld of Hala. We see this jade-colored angular architecture, and energy blast lights up the sky. I have some thoughts about what's going on here that connect to my theory of why they call Carol Danvers the Annihilator. We'll get to it a bit later. Then we see a new look at Carol as she has realized Dar-Benn is attacking every world that she calls home. So just a recap for everybody, that would include Earth, as well as whatever Skrull colony we're visiting here, as well as Ladmia, that's the planet where Prince Yan lives, and maybe even the homeworld of Hala. I wouldn't put it past the accusers to attack Hala. Now there's a new shot of Nick Fury and Kamala Khan's family, including Muniba Khan, Yusuf Khan, and Amir Khan, with some yellow-skinned cadets from the Saber space station. They're deboarding this landing shuttle with Flurkins hopping around this park. A few of these cadets actually roll around in the grass. Now, if this park is in New York or Jersey City, this could be part of the shot where the landing shuttle passes the Statue of Liberty that is bronze colored. The fact that it's bronze, giving us a bit of continuity, connecting to Spider-Man No Way Home. And just a reminder that if you go rewatch Ms. Marvel, they did recolor the Statue of Liberty in one of the establishing shots from its normal green color to bronze as it was in No Way Home, so that this shot would work, I guess. Either way, in that shot of the shuttle passing by the Statue of Liberty, you can see a Flurkin, all of its tentacles released on the inside, probably in the process of attacking a cadet. So now Fury asks Monica Rambeau, what are you prepared to do? And this is a real weird shot of the trailer. If you look at the shelves behind Fury, there are some reddish pink objects that kind of look like either brains or egg sacs, something extraterrestrial. If you look closely, Fury is totally holding one of these things in his hands. So I'm wondering if these things could be how Flurkin reproduce, like some kind of weird Flurkin placental sacs or egg sacs, like they might be in the process of hatching all of those many Flurkins that we see in all the other trailer shots. So next, Dar-Benn uses her Cosme Rod, and I love calling it a Cosme Rod. It's such a silly, stupid name, but that is what it's called. She is skidding to a halt here, tracing a curved scratch into the surface. It looks like she and Carol are going to be fighting each other on top of the ship off the coast of Ladmia. And again, that is the home world where Carol left her husband Prince Yan. This is a planet where everyone speaks in rhymed couplets, and it sounds like in the movie it's a musical planet where they're all singing. So is the planet of Ladmia doomed? Will this movie introduce this operatic singing planet and then immediately destroy it? Well, the destruction and the booms and the bangs all be synced to Beastie Boys Intergalactic, like pretty much every trailer is. Okay, let's move on to some new shots in the featurette. Carol and Goose exit her spacecraft by passing through this barrier wall and then immediately spacewalking. And this barrier reminds me of the technology that we saw in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 that separated the high evolutionary ship with Nowhere. But then a quick shot of Carol, Monica, and Kamala on Carol's ship looking at this star map with planets and then hexagonal frames around those planets. Hexagon as a shape is really important because that is the shape of the UNTN grid. That's how they hop between galaxies. They're essentially wormholes, and there seems to be something broken about the UNTN in this movie that could be connected to the cosmic entanglement curse, like the way Dar-Benn cursed them. She's kind of siphoning radiation from this grid that courses throughout the universe and allows these wormholes to exist. And as long as this curse is in place, they can't really hop from galaxy to galaxy. Also on this star map, we see some curved lines snaking around them to connect them. And in the shot of Carol, we see these planets are actually numbered. We see planet GH528, planet S3, and then planet ED3 something. Reminder that the Kree designation for Earth, aka Terra, is planet C53. So I've been dying for some kind of geographical map in the MCU, either showing how all the different planets are connected, maybe someday how the multiverse is connected. And hey, if this movie starts to do it, mission accomplished. Okay, we see the Battle of Ladmia as Prince Yan's forces fight Kree soldiers. Monica Rambeau runs and phase shifts right through Yan and the Kree that he's fighting. Now we know that Monica Rambeau can manipulate electromagnetic energy, and in WandaVision episode 9, she shifted the light of her body to allow bullets to phase through her torso. So to get the shot, they must have had Tiana Paris on a different set and then plated her in. Like, notice how after she clears them, she's totally being lit by completely different light sources than the fighters are. Carol Danvers will have two different Captain Marvel costumes in this movie, one that she starts the movie with the red top and the blue everything else, and then another one that we see in different trailer shots with duller shades of navy and red with the navy blue on top. I'm wondering why she changes costumes, like what happens to her. Then we get a behind the scenes shot of the three leads rapping on the day that they're shooting the Skrull sequences, surrounded by Skrull civilians. It looks like there's one on the far right right, that has flowers on its head, so maybe it's some kind of wedding ceremony that they're celebrating. We see Dar-Benn in a long hallway as a silhouette stands in a glowing room, destroying whatever machinery is inside. I want to say this machinery kind of looks like the World Forge that we saw in Eternals, but I actually think that this might be connected to the shot of the Jade building that has the energy blast that I talked about earlier. I think we might learn that Carol has destroyed the Kree Supreme Intelligence. That could be what she took from the Kree people, why they call her the Annihilator. This could be the temple on Hala that we saw in the Captain Marvel film where Veers first met the Kree Supreme Intelligence. Like Carol Danvers, based off of her hatred of her time with the Kree, could have just said, you know what, no society in the known galaxy should have this kind of technology because it just leads to really bad shit, and that could have made her a really big enemy of the most zealous of the Kree, and that would be the Accusers. And lastly, this shot of Kamala's mother Muniba breaking a flower pot on the head of this Kree soldier. Muniba, what are you doing? Leave it to the Marvels to take care of this stuff. Okay, I want to hear your hottest takes for this Marvels film in the comments below. Are we gonna see a Skrull genocide in this movie? Are we gonna see the Kree Supreme Intelligence being destroyed? Is Silver Surfer gonna make a cameo? Subscribe to all 3 channels in the New Rockstars network. You can follow me on all social platforms at EA Voss. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.